Welcome to the shed. Need a bigger shed. This is obviously isn't the shed. This is behind the shed. Design headquarters, prototyping headquarters, thinking headquarters. This is going to roll on into the 959 project, but a couple of important things I forgot to add. Firstly, it was pointed out that I didn't have my head on the video. I was like this, and people might actually want to see who I am. So I'm Rob. I'm behind Needabiggershed and behind Project 959, which is why you're watching. A couple of things. The interest in this project has been fantastic. 100 units are being made available, being built by me, and a lot of interest. I've had also interest from people who want 2 or 3 kits, and that rubs against me a little bit. This isn't why I'm doing this project, so I'm going to have to limit the purchase of kits to 1 kit per person, not per order, but actually per person. Please don't try and order more. That won't be good. That way 100 people can enjoy, 100 people can have a kit from me to them. Everyone's going to be signed, numbered, with certificate of ownership from me to whoever's buying it. That's how I wanted it, a personal thing. So you've got something from me, from my shed, to build and enjoy. So please play fair on that. It's a lot of hard work I'm putting into this, a lot of energy, a lot of thinking. I'm working as fast as I can to get Shopify in order for the pre-sales. Shopify isn't my strong point, I have to admit. I'm struggling a bit there, but it's going to be okay. Bear with me, please. Once 50 orders are in, I can get on and producing. I've got to purchase some expensive components and bits and pieces. So once the 50 are in, I'm going to start ordering. The 50 buyers are going to be kept in the loop, not with just a mail shot. They're going to get personal emails from me, and I'll have a blog or something going on where they can keep an eye on what's going on. Now, one of my problems is I tinker a lot, and the car is going to probably develop a little bit more. There may be a few more bits in, a few more bits changed before it actually goes into production. It's part of the fun of it, I think. It's only going to get better, and my goal is to put out the best possible RC Rally 959 I can produce so that everybody can enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Continue to watch the video. There's a bit more information about the car and what's in it. Pre-sales will be online soon, and I'll be hitting the socials up with it and replying to all the mails that have come in. So thanks for your interest. I really appreciate it. It keeps me going, and I'll speak to you soon. So Project 959. This is where it started. Me making a shortened drive shaft in 6082 T6 alloy to reduce the chassis length of an MF01X to 210mm wheelbase, because I wanted to create a car, and the car is this. It's a reproduction of car 185. Car 185 was Jackie X's car in the Paris-Dakar. That's what I wanted to create, and that's what I've done. And that's what I'm going to share now for 100 people who can buy Project 959 as a complete self-assembly kit with all the bits that I make and a few more bits that I don't make to make this one of 100, and they're pretty unique. Fully functioning RC kit, and I know some people are already waiting to jump on this just to have it, and RC people want it for the RC. So basically, what is it? It's the trusted and tried MF01X chassis with the shortened drive shaft, of course. It's got full bearings all round, the RMR oil-sealed bearings, because everybody loves a nice, efficient chassis. The kit comes with motor and ESC, and it could be a little surprise coming in there as well. I'm working on something. The L&L body, of course, which is a fantastic body, fantastic 959 look. And its first enhancement was a solid rear spoiler instead of the polycarbonate one. So I've made a solid rear spoiler with 2 mounts that fit underneath the shell with 2 screws. And then it sort of spiraled out of control from there, really. I couldn't find any wheels and tyre combinations that I liked to fit on the M chassis to match the sort of rally scale of this this vehicle. So I sourced some tyres which are not really commonplace in our RC world. I found some tyres that suited, but then I needed wheels, and I wanted to recreate this high profile tyre look which was classic from the 80s. Every wheel combination I found now was a low profile, large diameter wheel. So I created wheels, and to create that effect, make that effect of the high profile, I've used a carbon fibre reinforced print to print an outer rim, and then I print a hub, a separate hub, and as that's two components that need to be held together, I printed and make a sort of disc assembly which goes behind it, which clamps on. So you've got a 3-part wheel all held together and then bolts on traditionally. The advantage is then you've got the black outer rim, matte black, and you can paint the rim white. This is just the base plastic colour. You can paint it white or alloy colour, because some of the cars had alloy wheels, non-painted, so you can go anywhere you want with that. And in fact, the detail on this wheel has changed slightly. This is the like revision 431, so the latest revision will be in the box, which is a little bit better, because that's how I do it. Around the back, let's have a look around the back. So the back detail of the car wasn't really okay with, so I've added a skid plate under there, and that's carbon reinforced plastic skid plate, and that's got exhaust tips coming past it like the real deal. Now the cool thing is, which was actually very difficult, the MF01X has no real mounting positions on the back to do anything, so I made 2 clamps which I can clamp onto the chassis, which hold the whole assembly. So you've got 2 exhausts, the skid plate, and then 2 clamping units. And it's all clamped onto the chassis with 2 M3 bolts. You slide that together, slide everything on, put the nuts on, job done. Yeah, and then I decided I want mud flaps. I want soft silicone, in fact neoprene, sorry, because that's even better than silicone, mud flaps. But then I have to mount them on there somewhere. So you've got the option in the kit of mounting just the exhaust tips if you don't like the flappy bits, or you've got exhaust tips with integrated supports for the mud flaps. So there are 2 options there, which is nice. While we're on the back of the car, the body posts are coming through this shell. The shell arrives in the kit undrilled, so some people might like magnets on there. I left it with the body posts because I was playing with the right height on this prototype. I've made body clips, which are like the real deal, and 2 under the spoiler there. They're like 7.5mm long, so they're tiny, little details that are nice. Set it off. Rear lights. There are several models of rear lights on the 959. I've opted for these ones. These are the alloy cage ones with 2 lenses inside. Non-functional because they're quite small, and actually get LEDs in, you'd need sort of almost fibre optic LEDs to get them in nicely. I opted for 3-part units, which is more complicated and trickier, because I want to be able to paint the outer shroud and then paint the lens, glue them in, so you've got a much cleaner model than just a single component that's been moulded or printed. It's just the way I do it. Make it difficult for yourself, Rob, why not? Eh? Door mirrors. Got door mirrors on here with reflective stickers, of course. Roof beacons. They are the 2 blue beacons on here. There are on the body shell there are 2 little dimples which you could paint, but no, make some details and put the details on, so they're glued on. What else have we got? We've got wipers, of course, modelled and printed with 2 screws to hold them on, of course, so the boys can see where they're going. Part of the kit is also some window surrounds which I designed and make in matte vinyl, and little detail clips which on the real car to hold the screen in. They're just printed vinyl cut, sorry. So the vinyl profile for the window surrounds is also included in the box, as well as custom masking to go with the body shell for painting. Around the front, we've got another skid plate underneath, which replaces the front component of the chassis, bolts on, the original bolts, and has a custom foam bumper which fits underneath, PROJECT959 bumper. So when it's being run, a good smack on the front, it's going to get absorbed a little bit by the high density foam. I didn't like the black body pins that came through. I opted for body pins because it's just nicer to run with because the body stays on a lot better, I think. Anyway, white body pins I made because it's all white at the front. But then I did the mud flap thing, of course. So in the kit, you've got white body pins which replace the kit body pins, same assembly, or you've got white body pins with extended bracket units which come round to the front and hold the mud flaps. So the mud flaps are all held on this assembly here, which is good. Up front, I've made my own light buckets to go in there, which bolt on with the two screw holes here. There are little dimples in the body, so stainless steel screws go through there, in the kit, of course. Not satisfied with just a light bucket, I made a sort of simulated sealed beam unit which goes inside, like from back in the day, with a translucent transparent lens which can be glued in. Some cars had white interior buckets, some had darker ones inside, so that's an option. These are just the white basic model. So it's lead ready. You can put 5mm lead in, drop a glue on the back, secure them in. And a top tip is don't put the modern leads in there because they're white and blue and it makes everything blue and yuck. Take the leads and drop them in some yellow translucent paint. Just drop them in quickly, then put them in, and then you've got the halogen effect from back in the day. What else have we got on here? We've got a cockpit, of course. You can see the drivers in there, driver and co-pilot, and custom heads, resin printed heads, all ready to be painted, trimmed and screwed in. And the screws secure through the cockpit into the backlights and through here with nuts and bolts to hold it in. That's a nice addition. The sticker sheet, decals, whatever you want to call it. I wanted the 185, but the kit will have the 186 as well. And eagle-eyed people might see that 185 doesn't actually have that number plate. It will have another one, so that's being made as well. The front has a pressed brass front grille, which can be inserted and glued in. I made a mould to press some fine brass mesh. So the body shell has to be cut out there carefully and pushed through for an extra little bit of detail. I'm probably forgetting a ton of stuff that's gone into this, but it'll be listed and it's all going to come in a box that's going to absolutely blow people away. Now, the video is coming out. This is a very short intro, just for transparency. I wanted to show everything, so the box art will be seen as well. I had it drawn by an artist friend in the UK with the complete classic 80s vibe going on. I want that whole feel. The PROJECT959 is going to be limited to 100 units, which I'm going to be boxing in boxes that I will fold and join together myself. I'll put all the ingredients in the box. I'll be making a ton of these components myself, carefully. I have to source a lot of components, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Alloy damping all around, of course, because no one likes friction dampers. So that's going in the box. And there's possibly some other bits and pieces that I've forgotten right now, which will go in. Anyway, the box will be an experience. They'll all be hand numbered from 1 to 100. It's been a long road. I've put a lot of energy into it and time and enthusiasm. And I know there's going to be 100 people that are going to love this as well. And it's going to be sent to you packed well in a double-walled cardboard box, in kit form, complete self-assembly, and to be painted, so nothing comes painted. Paints aren't included, unfortunately, because of shipping regulations and stuff like that. You're going to need some modelling skills. This isn't a basic kit. The chassis is basic, comes with full instructions, and I'm going to produce as many clear, detailed photographs and instructions for sub-assemblies that I can. And I know people are going to message me to ask details. That's no problem. It's going to be an experience to open the box, to smell the contents like we do, these RC people, and build it and admire it and show it off and drive it and enjoy it and possibly crash it and want to rebuild it again. So thanks for your interest in the Project 959. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I do, and I hope to see you online. Thank you.